to another lecture of Lux tutorial. Now in the previous lecture we have already discussed about the middle term factorization. What is basically called middle term factorization? We already understood that how to do the middle term factorization, how to find out the factors of the middle term factorization, and we have already discussed how to simplify the equation, that means to find out the factors over here. So if you are new to this video, go and watch the previous video. The link is present in the description box. As well as if you are new to this particular video, you can easily watch all the videos that I have already uploaded in this particular lecture series, where we have discussed what are called factors, we have discussed what is basically factorization, we have discussed what are the different methods of factorization. Namely, we have already discussed all the four methods. That is, first one, the common term, second one, the grouping method, third one, the difference of square, and the fourth one is middle term factorization. We are still discussing fourth one, and we are over here to discuss few more questions on middle term factorization. Now let us quickly start with the lecture. Now let us understand one question over here. The question that is given to you is x square plus 5x minus 6. Now those who have already seen the previous video, have you seen that? No? Go and watch the previous video. Now let us come back to this one. Those who have already seen the previous video, they have already seen over there that we have already discussed about x square plus 5x plus 6 in the previous video. Now we are discussing about x square plus 5x minus 6. Now the reason why I chose this particular question while discussing this particular in this video, the only reason is there is one important thing that I want to focus, where the students generally do a mistake over here. Now this mistake is very important that we need to discuss over here. That is the reason why I am discussing this video. Now in the previous video we have already discussed how to find out the middle term factors. In that video I have told you that first thing is to consider the coefficient, that is 1. Then we need to multiply this. So 1 into 6 will give you the value 6 over here. That means the product. Then we need to find out the factors over here. So the factors of 6 are 3 and 2. Then we can easily find out that 3 plus 2 will give you what? 5 over here. And we can easily see that 5 is present over here. So many of the students generally write x square plus 3 plus 2x minus 6. They generally start like this. As soon as they see 6 over here, they can easily think that, oh, we are getting 6 over here. That means 6 is the product of two numbers, 3 and 2. And 3 plus 2 will easily give me 5 over here. So they easily figure out this part. Now, problem arises in the next step. So let us see the next step over here. X square plus 3x plus 2x minus 6. So this is the next step if you open the bracket. Now the best part over here is that if we take x common, we are getting x plus 3. But if we take 2 common, we are basically getting x minus 3 over here. And this x plus 3 and x minus 3 are not at all identical. As you can see, this is x plus 3, this is x minus 3, there is a change in sign. So this is the most important thing that I want all of you to focus in middle term factorization. Don't get confused that you are getting the same term. Think about the sign also. That is the sign of the product. If we multiply the first term and the last term, we are basically getting 6 over here. No doubt in that case. But we are also getting a negative sign over here. So how to deal with that? How to think about those questions? Sir, you have already explained how to find out the factors. How to do this one? Means if we find out the factors, we will get 3 into 2 also only. But don't forget, I have also told in the last class that the factors of 5 can also be 6 minus 1. Not factors of 5, we can break 5 as 6 minus 1 also. So instead of writing this 3 plus 2, instead of writing this part, we can write this as 6 minus 1 also. So if we write 6 minus 1, then what will happen? This 3 will become 6, this plus will become minus, and this 2 will not be there. So in that case, we won't get this result. We will simply take x common from the first two terms. So we will get x plus 6 over here. And from the last two terms, we take a negative sign common. So if we take negative common, we will be left with x. Similarly, if we take negative common, we will be again getting plus 6 over here. Now, if nothing is present outside, we should write 1 outside the bracket. Why? Because if nothing is common, 1 is always common in any of the expression. So 1 is always common in any of the expression. That is why we are basically writing 1 over here. So what is the next step? The next step is to take x plus 6 common, and we will be getting x minus 1 as the second expression. So this is your answer. Now I hope you understood how to solve these type of questions. Don't just blindly find out the factors and do the middle term. Think about it. Think about the terms that you need to put in the middle, because there should be multiple factors over here. Like we are already discussed, like 6 can be broken up as 3 and 2, but we can also write this 5 as 6 minus 1 also. Like 5 can be written as 3 plus 2 or 6 minus 1. I told you already that there are multiple ways to break 5, so we are writing 6 minus 1 in this case. Now let us understand few more questions over here. Now let us understand this question. Now in this question we are basically getting 6x square plus 13x minus 5 over here. Now the basic concept that we have discussed, that is to multiply the first term and the last term. In this particular case, instead of getting 1, we are getting 6 over here. And the last one is what? 5. So first thing is to multiply 6 into 5 and we will get 30 over here. What is the next step? The next step is very simple. Factorize this one 30. So we can factorize this as 3. We are basically getting 10 over here. Then we will do with 2. We will be getting 5 over here. So these are the factors. That means 3, 2, 5. So 3 into 2 into 5 are basically the values that we are getting after factorizing 30. Now the most important thing is to understand that in the middle we are basically getting 13 over here. Now we need to think about two numbers. That means we need to think how we can form two numbers from these three numbers, and then by doing the difference or by doing the addition of those two numbers, we should get 13 over here. Now there are multiple options present to form two numbers from these three numbers. So let us check out all the different options that can be done. So the first option is either we will take 3 and 2 one sort and we will keep 5 separate. So we are basically getting 6 and we are getting 5. So we need to find out the sum and difference over here. So if we find out sum, or rather let me write comma sign over here. So first is 6 and 5. So if we do the sum over here, that means 6 plus 5 will give you 11 and 6 minus 5 will give you what? 1. So this number that we are discussing will not work over here because we need to get 13. So what is the next pair of numbers? The next pair of numbers that we need to figure out is that, let us figure out these two numbers first. That means 2 and 5 over here. So 2 and 5 will give you 10 and another number is 2 over here. So 10 and 2 would be the another number would be 3 over here. So 10 and 3 would be the numbers. So one thing that we are getting is 10 plus 3 will give you 13 and 10 minus 3 will give you 7 over here. So we got 13 in this case. So we are basically getting 13 over here. Now the most important thing that we need to remember in this case that I will show you by solving this question is that if I use this concept, that means 10 plus 3, let us see what will happen. We can easily write this 6x square as it is. We will write this as 10 plus 3x minus 5. Now next thing is to open the bracket. So we will be getting 6x square plus 10x plus 3x minus 5 over here. Now in this particular case we take x common as well as 2x common from the first two terms. So we will be getting 3x plus 5 over here. The next thing is that if we take 1 common, we will be getting 3x minus 5 over here. Now as you can see easily that this 3x plus 5 and 3x minus 5, that means this one and this one both are not the same because the sign are different over here. So what you need to do over here, we cannot write this 13 as 10 plus 3. This cannot be written. So what we need to write? For that, let us think about few more factors that we left over here. So what is the factor that we left? We have already discussed about 10 and 3 by pairing 2 and 5. We have already discussed about 6 and 5 by pairing 3 into 2 and keeping 5 separate. But what about pairing this 3 and 5 over here? We forgot about that. We can easily pair 3 and 5. So 3 and 5, if we pair these two terms, we will be getting 15 over here. That means 3 and 5 in one term, and we can keep 2 as a separate term. So 15 and 2 will be the two factors that we need to discuss. Now there are two different values that we are basically getting. That is 15 plus 2 will give you 17 over here, and 15 minus 2 will give you 13 over here. Now again we are getting 13 over here. Now let us see that where we can put this value over there or not, whether we can write 13 as 15 minus 2 over there or not, and we can easily see that whether it is getting factorized or not. So let us do that. Now let us put this value over there. That means let us put this value 15 minus 2 in the place of 13 over here. That means we are basically writing this as 6x square plus 15 minus 2x minus 5 over here. Now if we write this 6x square as it is, the next thing is to open the bracket. So we are basically getting 15x minus 2x minus 5. So let us quickly take 3x common from the first two terms. So we are basically getting 2x plus 5, and from the last two terms we take minus 1 common. So we are getting 2x plus 5 over here. Now since 2x plus 5 is present in both the terms, we will take that one as common, and we are left with 3x minus 1 over here. So this is your answer. I hope you understood why we need to think about all the factors that can be formed after multiplying the first term and the third one, and then we need to think about which factor to use according to the sign over here. So this is the most important part over here if we are thinking about. Now there is a very important thing that I need to discuss, that is that if you just see that whenever I am getting this negative sign, the difference means the product that you are considering over here, the sign in between them is negative. So if you just observe over here that in the previous example also we have the last term to be negative, and over there also we have written what? 6 minus 1. That means there is a sign present between them, and that is negative. In this case also, since we are getting a negative sign over here, then we have already seen that again we are taking the values over here and we are putting the sign to be negative. So we can easily figure out that whenever the last term is negative, we need to put the difference of these two terms, and whenever it is positive, then what we need to put? Then we need to put the sum of these two terms. So this is the most important thing where the students need to remember, and this is a very important trick that we can use in finding out the middle term factors of any quadratic equation. So let us meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye.